You all been saved all your life. Watch this. It ought to be, watch this, giving ought to be a response for what God has already done for us. When I was living in Los Angeles doing work at Pepperdine University, graduate school, I heard the boys arguing over, watch this, some stuff that I bought. And it kind of broke my heart because what I wanted them to do was to be able to share willingly, but no, this is mine, you wear my stuff. They were arguing over stuff I bought. And it kind of broke my heart, and it provided the basis for a teaching lesson. It would take us 35 to 40 minutes to drive from Carson to inner city Los Angeles, where the church was located. I didn't tell my wife, but one Sunday night on the way home, I stopped by Baskins and Robbins and bought everybody in the car ice cream. I bought them 3 scoops. I bought my wife 2 scoops. Bought me 1 scoop. And when I bought them the ice cream, they said, "Oh, Dad, thank you so much for stopping and buying us ice cream." I said, "No problem, son, no problem." Remember, they got 3 scoops. Wife has 2. I got 1. I ate mine up real quick. I ate mine up so fast that they still had 3 scoops. I turned around and said, "Guys, give Daddy a lick." Y'all don't know when to shout. Give Daddy a lick. Come on. They grabbed their 3 scoops and said, "No!" And their 3 scoops hit the floor. And both of them did say, "No!" And then they lost the ice cream. And then they began to cry. "Mama, look what Daddy made me do." "Mama, meet Daddy. Go back and buy us some more ice cream." And she looked at me, and I said, "I wish you would. I just wish you would." I pulled over to the side of the road. She said, "Honey, what's going on?" And I turned and looked at them and said, "I heard you all fussing and fighting the other day over items of clothing that I bought you." And I said, "I just bought you 3 scoop ice cream. And all I asked for was a lick. And you refused to give me a lick." And of course, even more sad on Sundays, God's given us 3 scoops. And we come to church on Sunday with a selfish heart. And we tell God, and then we demand of God, give me some more. Look like I'm preaching it all by myself this morning. Watch this, folks. This is a 3-month series. All right, so we're just going to do what we can in the next few minutes. The first biblical principle of stewardship is that God owns it what? All. If you get that, if you ever get to the point where you accept the notion, everything I have, God has given it to me. And God owns it. I don't. And yet, if we follow that principle to its natural conclusion, there are 3 revolutionary implications. You ought to discuss this when you get in your groups in a moment. Watch this. Only owners have rights. If you don't own it, you have no right. Well, I have it. That means you have responsibility. That's one of the things I taught our boys. Listen, they used to complain. Said, Daddy, Mama done come up in my room looking through my drawers, looking through my stuff. I said, holy. You said Mother came into your room. I said, well, we signed the deed, the mortgage on this house. You were not present. And you ain't paid nary note. Said, you don't own anything up in here. You borrowing. You on loan to 25. You don't have, and besides, your room is in my house by way of stewardship. Your car, your house, your bank account is in God's world. Watch this. Owners have a right. Every spending decision is, oh my goodness. You can fake a whole lot of things in the Christian religion, but you can't fake stewardship. Watch this. Only owners. Oh my goodness, fellas. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to find the runway here. Watch this. Psalms 15. Every beast of the forest is whose? God's talking. Every beast of the forest, God said, is what? All the stuff was running around in them woods last night. I just reminded the Lord, I know you got some bags out here, but I got to preach in a moment. All right? So just tell your bags that even if they come up into this cabin, there are 3 other pieces of meat they can get. There's some white meat and there's some dark meat. Glory. For every beast of the forest is whose? Look what God says. And the cattle upon a what? Who do they belong to? God said, I know all of the what? I know all of the fowls of the mountain. And then it looks to me like God has an attitude. God said, if I were hungry, sure would tell you. I said, God, you don't have to come off like that. I mean, I got your brother. And then God says, watch this. This blows my mind. The world is what? And the what? Now, you really ought to see what God is doing here. God starts out itemizing. God said, beasts of the forest, mine. Cattle on the thousand hills, mine. Fowls of the mountains, mine. And then it's almost like God said, wait a minute. Why am I naming all of these things? He said, the what? The world is mine. And the fullness thereof. When we were teaching our boys to pray earlier, they look at what my wife had on the table and said, Father, thank you for Mama, thank you for Daddy. Thank you for the black-eyed peas. Thank you for the mashed potatoes. See, they'd open up their eyes and saw everything on the table. Thank you for the salt. Thank you for the pepper. Now I'm hungry. So you can next time keep that Our Father close to that amen. Just be thankful for the food. You don't have to name everything. God said, cattle on 1,000 hills. And watch this. Cattle on how many hills? Cattle on how many hills? There are more than 1,000 hills just in the state of Georgia. Now, what in the world does God mean when he said cattle on 1,000 hills? We got to understand the biblical doctrine of numerology. See, 1,000 is one of these total numbers. In fact, watch this. Watch this. Because what I want to introduce to you is a concept that we have a whole lot of problems with in churches of Christ. And that's the biblical concept of the tithe. But I don't believe in tithe. Okay, cool it again. We get around it by saying, well, I don't believe in the tithe. I believe in 10% plus. Okay. Guess what tithe means? 10 part. It doesn't mean law. All the term means is 10 part. Folks say, I don't believe in the tithe, I believe in the 10 part. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you with terminology. And if that's your terminology, good and fine. But I want you to watch this. Why do you think God asked for the first 10? Y'all follow me? God is in the numbers. In fact, God is so much into numbers. There's a book in the Bible called Numbers. God had a whole book named Numbers. You know why? Because numbers are significant. And the number 10 is one of these whole numbers. And watch this. The reason God asked for the 10th is because there is no number higher than 10. Follow me. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but follow me. Count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
Some of you said 11 and 12. When you get to 10, you start over. Because there is no number higher than 10. So, oh no, preacher. 20. No. 20 is 2 tens. Well, 100. No, that's 10 tens. Well, 1,000. No, that's 100 tens. See, this is why when a child is born, what do doctors do? They count 10 what? Fingers and 10. And they declare the child old. See, that's why in Malachi 3, God said, bring me the whole tithe. God has a system of giving. Look and listen. Where you can give all without giving all. You missed it. See, that's why the question is posed in Malachi 3:7. Will a man do what? We read the Bible too fast. Will a rob? The question is designed to make you think. Will a man rob God? Watch it. He didn't say, will a man steal from God? Because robbing and stealing are not the same thing. They're not the same thing. All robbery is stealing, but all stealing is not robbery. See, it becomes robbery when you introduce the element of a weapon. I have a sermon I call Robbery Without a Weapon. Because why would God ask the question? And the people responded, wherein have we robbed thee? God says, you robbed me two ways, in tithes and in offerings. And then God says, return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord. Okay, you don't get it when I say when a man robbed God. Any police officers in here? It's a police officer. Let's try it this way. Will a man go down to a police station with a 22 and rob a police station? Okay, let's go to Washington, D.C. Will a man jump the fence, run to the White House to rob the White House? Watch this. You'd have to be 2 eggs short of a dozen. You'd have to be mentally unstable and crazy to bust up into a police station and tell them, raise up your hand. And yet we bust up into God's house. We rob God in the context of worship. The one we say we adore, and we pick his pocket. All right, let me jump off somewhere here. Let me let you look at biblical standards, and I'll bid you good morning. Y'all see how much stuff we really have to cover? Okay, watch this. Biblical standards of giving. I've gone through each era or dispensation in the Bible and found a standard of giving. In the Garden of Eden, the standard of giving was first fruit. The patriarchal age, pre-law with Abraham, the standard of giving was the tithe. In the Mosaical age, for the nation of Israel, the standard of giving was the tithe and the offering. And now you and I are living in a Holy Spirit Christian dispensation. What's our standard? Let's try it again. Watch this. Our standard of giving is called grace. Watch this, friend. Grace exceeds law. How interesting to know that God had a standard of required giving until the church was established. And then he either removed it, lowered it, or exceeded it. Which? The Hebrew writer helps us to understand that we should be better because we have been given more. Hebrews 7:19 talks about a better hope. Hebrews 7:22, a better testament. Hebrews 8:6, a better covenant. Hebrews 8:6 again, better promises. Hebrews 9:23, better sacrifices. How can we have all of these things so much better and not be better? I told you last night, I'm from a family of 15 brothers and sisters. My mother never went beyond the 6th grade. But when I went off to college, she took a second job so she could be able to send me $5 a week to wash my clothes. My mother never could write complete sentences. She did the best she could with what she had. But she sacrificed to send me off to the college or to the university. She made things better for me. How could I require of anything less for my sons?
Come on, yes.
Bell shows or wherever you're from. The church was probably there before you got there. There are people 40, 50, 60 years ago sacrificed for your present location. They made things better for you.
Yes, sir.
God has you at this point, in this juncture in human history, to make things better for the next generation. For the banker in your youth ministry. How do we sit around and choose, watch this, to lower the standard? When my boys started playing basketball, I bought them an adjustable goal. I came home one day, he was about in 8th grade, and he said, "Daddy, watch me." Like Michael Jordan, he stuck out his tongue. He got a running start, palmed the basketball, jumped up, turned around in the air, and dunked the ball. And I said, "Son, you good." But the goal was adjustable. It was at 6 feet. I said, "Go back out there." I said, "Stick out your tongue again." At this time, with his running start, all he could do was a layup. What's the difference? Standard.
All right.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, the greats of yesterday and today play at regulation standard. That's nice and cute, but that ain't basketball. That's not the standard. What's God's standard? You know what we do? We lower the standard so we can dunk. With everything so much better, why aren't we any better? Anybody own their own business in here? So what are you on?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning? You have an hourly rate? What is it?
Do I have, what was that again?
Hourly rate to work on people's air conditioning?
Yeah, $70 an hour.
Say what?
I'm cheap.
You cheap at $70 an hour?
It's cheap.
How long does the average time take? Depends on what's wrong with it, right?
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, watch this, watch this. Here's a professional. He works on our air conditioners, and he charges $70 an hour. Let me try this one more time. Here's a professional. He's an owner, and he charges $70 an hour. Now, when he comes to your house, and he gets your cool air running in the summertime, and you're not taking advantage of cool air again, and then he gives you a bill.
And then you're not smiling.
And watch this, and then you say to him, I ain't paying you that. It's not worth that. I'm going to give you $20 and you get off my property. Now this is a good looking Christian man here.
It's God's money.
All right? This is my point. He's going to be out of business. He's not going to be able to pay his employees. Retirement and insurance. With folk, watch this, giving him what they think it's worth.
Come on.
You see, with professionals determine their value. And watch this. And they don't allow you to devalue their work. And we come to church on Sunday. And we tell God, here, you ought to just be glad I gave you anything. Else y'all be quiet. You just better be glad I showed up and put anything in. What kind of attitude is that? For people who are talking about owning the mission. God has set the standard for worship. And giving is an act of worship. All right, I'll see y'all.